Continuing our exclusive coverage of the USS Gerald R. Ford as it embarked last week for its final deployment certification.
The aircraft carrier USS Gerald R. Ford is preparing to ship out next week for what the Navy is billing as its first deployment.
Today, we're diving into a story that might just redefine the balance of power at sea. Enter the USS Gerald R. Ford, the largest, most advanced aircraft carrier ever built. Practically a floating city, but it's more than just a marvel of engineering. This supercarrier is at the heart of a geopolitical chess game. In a world where the Pacific is becoming a hotbed of power plays, this massive vessel is America's bid to keep rival powers, like China, in check. Yet, with such fierce ambitions clashing on open waters, is one supercarrier really enough? Let's find out. Since the early days of American independence, naval power has been seen as the ultimate decider in global influence. President George Washington himself said it best. Without a decisive naval force, all efforts would be fleeting, but with it, honor and glory would follow. The legendary Theodore Roosevelt echoed this belief. A powerful navy isn't an invitation to war, it's the surest guarantee of peace. The Ford, with its overwhelming power and technological supremacy, embodies this enduring legacy, but on a whole new level. Launched in 2017, the USS Gerald R. Ford, or CVN-78, was commissioned as the biggest, most formidable ship ever built. Its staggering length of over 1,092 feet could fit 3 football fields, 10 times the size of the USS Langley, America's first carrier. Converted from a coal ship in 1922, the Ford was constructed to be unmatched. And the job of building such a colossal fortress on water, that responsibility was given to Newport News Shipbuilding, the only shipyard in America capable of producing nuclear-powered carriers. Of course, with unprecedented size and power comes an equally daunting price tag. The initial 2005 contract was $2.7 billion, but that quickly snowballed into a $17.5 billion investment, research and development included. By 2024, the cost of the Ford program hit nearly $40 billion, and with 5 carriers in production and plans for 10 in total, the price may continue to climb. But just why is so much of America's hard-earned taxpayer money going toward this floating stronghold? Let's break down what makes this ship worth every dollar. With a displacement of 100,000 tons, the Ford is more than capable of carrying 90 aircraft and 4,500 crew members. Powering this beast are 2 Bechtel A1B nuclear reactors, each with a thermal output of around 700 megawatts, 25% more than the USS Nimitz, Ford's predecessor. These reactors drive 4 turbine generators that provide electricity to every critical system, including the revolutionary electromagnetic aircraft launch system, or EMALS. EMALS replaces traditional steam catapults, delivering smoother, faster takeoffs with less wear on the aircraft and pilots. This innovation alone allows Ford to execute 25% more sorties per day. In every way, the USS Gerald R. Ford is a formidable player in an evolving battle for naval superiority. But with superpowers casting long shadows over the Pacific, one question remains. Can this mighty vessel stand as the ultimate deterrent? Or will it mark the beginning of a whole new arms race at sea? However, in June 2021, the USS Gerald R. Ford faced a test like no other. Just 100 miles off Ponce Inlet, Florida, the Navy set off 40,000 pounds of TNT underwater near this colossal ship. The Ford emerged nearly unscathed, needing only a fraction of the repairs originally anticipated. But the shock wasn't limited to the ship alone. The U.S. Geological Survey recorded the blast as a 3.9 magnitude earthquake, rippling far beyond the test zone. Fast forward to spring 2022. The USS Gerald R. Ford left Norfolk, Virginia, and embarked on its first European deployment. But before this, it completed a training run in the Atlantic with European allies, putting its systems to the test. By May 2023, Ford arrived in Oslo, Norway, where it joined NATO exercises and welcomed the Norwegian Crown Prince on board before heading into Arctic waters. From there, it sailed on to Croatia and Italy, each port stop building up to its next mission. Then, as tensions flared in the Middle East following a surprise attack on Israel, Ford's carrier group and the USS Dwight D. Eisenhower were suddenly deployed to the eastern Mediterranean. The message was crystal clear. The U.S. Navy was ready to back its allies. By January 2024, Ford had completed its journey back home after 239 days at sea, having covered 83,700 nautical miles, carried out 43 resupply operations, and logged over 10,396 sorties. Yet, while Ford proved its mettle abroad, China was busy preparing a new kind of challenge. In the remote Taklamakan Desert, satellite images showed an eerie sight: an enormous replica of the USS Gerald R. Ford, complete with marked runways and even a movable rail system to simulate carrier movement. This wasn't just any target, it was a model designed to perfect missile strikes, aligning with China's rapidly growing stockpile of DF-26 ballistic missiles. Known as Guam Killers, these weapons, with ranges reaching 1,860 miles, are specifically developed to strike American forces, and the Ford is now part of their crosshairs. But perhaps the most pressing threat to the USS Gerald R. Ford is the Chinese DF-21D hypersonic anti-ship missile. This missile, once launched, doesn't just speed toward its target, it rockets into low Earth orbit, launching a hypersonic glide vehicle that can reach speeds of Mach 10 as it descends. With a range over 1,200 miles, this missile could create an enormous no-go zone for U.S. carriers, forcing them out of striking distance if launched from China's coast. Right now, Ford's defenses aren't built to counter such a weapon, leaving the Navy and Air Force scrambling to come up with a plan. To take on the DF-21D's launches deep inside China's protective bubble, U.S. forces need an aircraft that combines a 2,000-mile range with stealth and durability. But developing this kind of fighter will take time. Some hope new jets outfitted with extra fuel tanks might have the reach to pressure China in contested zones like the South China Sea. Adding to the challenge is China's newly unveiled third carrier, the Type 003 Fujian. At over 1,000 feet long, this conventional-powered giant is China's largest aircraft carrier yet, equipped with advanced catabar and 3 EMALS catapults. Similar to the Ford's cutting-edge tech, though Fujian runs on conventional fuel, limiting its operational reach, it signals China's ambitious leap into carrier warfare. However, the launch of the Fujian aircraft carrier has dramatically shifted the landscape of naval warfare. This formidable vessel is capable of deploying Zhen KG-600 airborne early warning aircraft, closely resembling the U.S. Navy's Grumman E-2D Hawkeye. With these powerful AWACS aircraft patrolling the skies, the People's Liberation Army Navy gains an ace in the hole, allowing its task force to operate far from the safety of Chinese shores. What do you think? Share your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and hit that notification bell for more riveting content. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.